Dear students, today we will talk about applications of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. You have already been introduced to this and you know that a pair of quantities like position momentum, energy time, angular displacement and angular momentum are called canonically conjugate quantities whose product is greater or equal to h cross and they obey Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Today, we will look at some of the applications of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. The first one is, for instance, non existence of electrons inside a nucleus. We know it through experimental means that electrons do not exist inside the nucleus. But today, let us try to know that Heisenberg's uncertainty principle confirms the same, and in fact, that adds to the credibility of this principle. Now, let us pick up this example position momentum uncertainty. We know that delta x delta p is greater or equal to h cross. So delta p is greater or equal to h cross by delta x. So what should be the maximum value of delta x for an electron inside the nucleus? Of course, it should be the diameter of the nucleus. We know that the radius of nucleus is of the order of 10 to the power minus 14 meter. Therefore, maximum value of delta x is twice of this, that is the full stretch of the nuclear diameter. So delta p is greater or equal to h cross. For delta x, I can write 2 into 10 to the power minus 14. Now, when I also give value to h cross, which is, so h cross is 1.055 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second, I get certain value of momentum, right? So I get certain value. Now, let me try to calculate the energy of the electron inside the nucleus if at all it exists there. We know that the relativistic relation is E square is P square C square plus M square C4. Now, when we give the value of momentum equivalent to what we have obtained here, and C is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, mass of electron is known to all of us as 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram, and then we put a square root on this entire value. We obtain an energy equivalent to some value. I'm not going to calculate it, you can do it easily. We obtain this value in joule, of course, because we know that this has the units of joule second. So we are going to obtain the final energy value in terms of joule. We'll further divide this value by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 to obtain the energy value in terms of electron volt, and we get this to be equivalent to 10 MeV, that is 10 mega electron volt. But experimentally we have seen that the energy of the particles that are emitted from the nucleus is not greater than 3 to 4 MeV, which implies that electrons do not exist inside the nucleus. Let us pick up another example of energy time uncertainty. For instance, so if I write delta E delta T is greater or equal to h cross, so for delta T I can write it's greater or equal to h cross by del E. Now, if you are aware about the Bohr's concept of orbitals around the nucleus followed by an electron, he states that the electron revolves around the nucleus in well-defined orbits which have very discrete, well-defined energies. Now, if the energies are well-defined, that means the uncertainty in energy is zero. That means delta E is zero according to Bohr's concept. That means delta T in that case will be h cross by 0, and that is infinite. Is it that the lifetime of all the atomic states is infinite? We know that's not true. For example, the excited states of an atom have a lifetime of the order of 10 to the power minus 8 second. Therefore, Bohr's concept proves to be incorrect, but uncertainty principle is valid for all cases. In that case, we learn an additional point, that is, if energy levels are not discrete, that means they have a finite value. The energy states of an atom cannot be expressed by means of a line, but by means of a finite band of a given width, of certain width. If delta T is finite, then delta E too has to be finite. And we shun this concept that energy levels come in the form of discrete values. Instead, they come in the form of bands. We have to represent energy levels in the form of bands. So similarly, in the books, you can pick up more examples pertaining to these canonically conjugate quantities obeying Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. That's all.